3 people hit $10,000 in net worth this year. Same number, same milestone, same moment they'd all been waiting for. 6 months later, one of them has $22,000, one of them has $9,400, and one of them has $10,000. And still, exactly the same number, frozen, like it never happened at all. Her name is Sofia, his name is Marcus, and the third one, the one who's still stuck at exactly $10,000 6 months later, is someone named Priya. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what separates them, and it's not how much any of them earned. I've spent a lot of time looking at what actually happens to people right after they hit their first real net worth milestone, not the motivational version, the actual data. If you're anywhere close to $10,000 right now, or you just crossed it and don't know why it doesn't feel different yet, hit subscribe, because today we're breaking down what this number actually does and what it doesn't. Here's the thing, nobody tells you. $10,000 isn't a finish line. It's the first moment your money starts being able to do something on its own. And most people never notice that the moment happened. There are 4 things that shift the moment you cross this number, and 3 of them have nothing to do with the dollar amount itself. Number 1, your money starts earning money, not just sitting there. Number 2, you cross a psychological threshold that changes how you spend, for better or worse. Number 3, you unlock options that were mathematically unavailable below this number. And number 4, the one that actually decides whether this milestone means anything 6 months from now, what you do in the 30 days right after you hit it. Hold on to Priya specifically. She hits the exact same number as the other 2, does nothing obviously wrong, and is still standing in the exact same spot 6 months later. Sofia hits $10,000 on a Tuesday. She doesn't do anything dramatic. She just does the boring thing that actually works. She moves $6,000 of it into a high-yield savings account as her real emergency fund and puts the other $4,000 into a low-cost index fund. Then she keeps her same automatic transfer running, the same one that got her here. This is the part almost nobody talks about. At $10,000, if that money is actually invested instead of sitting in a checking account, it starts generating something real. At a normal historical return, that alone is a few $100s a year showing up without her doing anything. Small, but it's the first time in her financial life that's ever happened. Money making money instead of her trading hours for it. Marcus hits $10,000 too. And this is where it gets uncomfortable, because Marcus doesn't do anything most people would call reckless. He upgrades his car a little, books a trip he'd been putting off, treats himself. Completely reasonable sounding decisions. One at a time. Here's what actually happened mathematically. He didn't blow the $10,000. He spent about $600 of it on the immediate stuff, but hitting the number changed his baseline. His monthly spending crept up by roughly $200 permanently because crossing that number made him feel like he'd made it a little, and feelings like that don't reset back down easily. 6 months later, he's not at $9,400 because he blew the money. He's there because the number itself changed his relationship with every dollar after it. Here's the part most hit $10,000 videos skip entirely. Below this number, certain financial moves are mathematically closed off to you. You typically can't build a real emergency fund and start investing at the same time. There just isn't enough. At $10,000 for the first time, you can actually split your money into protect me and grow me simultaneously. That's not motivational language, that's just arithmetic. Below this line, you're choosing one. Above it, you can do both. This is also roughly the point where a lot of index funds and robo-advisors stop treating you like a rounding error and start giving you real diversification instead of a handful of positions. The number itself opens doors that weren't there a month before. Here's where most videos on this topic just declare that $10,000 is a magic turning point and move on. I'm not going to do that because the honest answer is messier. The number itself doesn't do anything. It's inert. It's just as capable of sitting there doing nothing as it is of compounding into something real. Sofia's $10,000 and Marcus's $10,000 were mathematically identical on the day they hit it. The entire divergence between them happened in what each of them did in the following weeks, not in the number itself, which means the real milestone people should be celebrating isn't I hit $10,000. It's I hit $10,000 and then I put it to work within 30 days. Those are 2 completely different accomplishments wearing the same number. Now here's Priya. Priya didn't overspend like Marcus. She didn't do anything careless. She hit $10,000, felt genuinely proud of it, and then left it exactly where it was, in a checking account, earning basically nothing because moving it felt like a decision she wasn't ready to make yet. She figured she'd deal with it once she had more time to research. 6 months later, she's still at $10,000, almost to the dollar. Not because anything went wrong, but because nothing went anywhere. Inflation alone quietly cost her real purchasing power during those 6 months. Even though the number on the screen never moved, she's not behind because she made a bad decision. She's behind because she made no decision. And no decision is still the decision when there's money sitting idle. This is the part that should bother you more than Marcus's story. At least Marcus's number tells the story. Priya's doesn't move at all, which makes it feel safe, which is exactly why it's the easiest trap of the 3 to fall into. Here's the thing nobody puts in these comparisons. Hitting $10,000 doesn't test your math skills. It tests what you do with a number you've never had to manage before. Marcus's risk was letting the milestone quietly raise his baseline spending. Priya's risk was letting the milestone feel like an ending instead of a beginning, and freezing. Sofia's only advantage wasn't intelligence. It was that she already had a plan sitting ready before the number even hit. So there was no decision-making gap for hesitation or a lifestyle bump to sneak into. That gap, the days or weeks between hitting the number and deciding what happens to it, is where this milestone is actually won or lost, not in the number itself. So if you're near $10,000 right now, or you already crossed it, ask yourself honestly, do you already know exactly what happens to the next dollar past this milestone? Or are you planning to figure it out later? Whichever one you just flinched at, that's information. That's the real answer this video promised you. And it's not a dollar amount. If you want to actually build the what happens next plan before you hit this number instead of after, I've put a simple breakdown in the description. How to split your first $10,000 between protection and growth based on your own situation, not a generic percentage. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor and none of this is personalized financial advice. These are general patterns and historical averages. Your actual accounts, your actual expenses, and your actual timeline will change every number in this video. Do your own research before making a real decision with real money. So go back to the start of this video. Sofia, Marcus, and Priya all hit the exact same number. They didn't end up in different places because one of them was better at math. They ended up in different places because of what each of them did or didn't do in the quiet weeks right after the milestone, when there was no finish line feeling left to carry them and it was just a decision waiting to be made. You already know which one you are right now. The only real mistake here is treating $10,000 like an ending instead of the first moment your money is actually strong enough to start working for you. Tell me which one you are in the comments, Sofia, Marcus, or Priya, and I'll see you in the next one.